There's sunlight peeking in from between the blinds when Kiyomi's eyes open. He lets out a low groan, shutting them again, and makes to lie on his side as his body feels stiff, only to find he can't. It's then he registers the lump of warmth on top of him. From his angle he can only see the top of Atsumu's head, lying on his chest with an arm securely wrapped around his torso and a leg thrown over his lower half. The spiker moves a hand to the blonde hair, fingertips rubbing the scalp in a way that has the blonde lets out a low noise in the back of his throat, pressing his face closer. NNNGH. Some. His voice is gravelly from sleep. Time to wake up, baby. Do W. His hold tightens. Warm and nice. His voice trails off into a happy sigh and Kiyomi feels a smile tug at his lips. He lets Atsumu cling to him as he extends an arm to grab his phone from the nightstand, trying to move as less as possible. 10:56 a.m. the 24th of December. The day. Ah, shit. He gently taps Atsumu's shoulder. I have to cook breakfast. Atsumu. No. Sweetheart, you get cranky when you're hungry. I'll call you when I'm done, okay? His thumb strokes the back of Atsumu's neck, and he feels the setter shiver. You can sleep a bit more. Last night must have been exhausting. It was. So be a good boyfriend and hold me. I'll be the best boyfriend and get you breakfast in bed. Sound good? Atsumu makes a noise of disapproval, retracting his limbs and rolling to lie on his other side. Kiyomi suppresses a chuckle. He knows Atsumu isn't actually mad, and sits up. He presses a quick kiss to what he can reach of his boyfriend, which happens to be the top of his head, before getting out. He's almost done cooking when a still sleepy Atsumu enters the kitchen. Kiyomi is about to greet him when he pauses, his cheeks tinting pink. Atsumu is wearing one of Kiyomi's sweatshirts that's just a bit too big on him, and shorts that only peek out from under the baggy clothing. Bite marks and bruises litter his neck and the inside of his thighs. Kiyomi looks away, clearing his throat. Years and still he never got used to this. Good morning, sugar. Morning. Atsumu's eyes are half closed, the long sleeves covering all the way till his thumb as he reaches a hand up to rub his eye. Watcha markin'? I'm hungry. Oh, I'm almost done. Did you brush? Yay, yay. Atsumu's pulling out a chair at the table, flopping down. Still don't trust me after all these years, do ya, Omi-kun? Number Kiyomi's on his side, placing his breakfast in front of him. He leans down. Let me check. Hair. Atsumu's chuckle is swallowed as Kiyomi presses their lips together, kissing him nice and slow. He's grinning up at Kiyomi as they part, honey brown eyes bright. Being thorough today, are we? Kiyomi doesn't answer, moving back into the kitchen to get his own food and also to breathe because what the fuck. His Atsumu is adorable. A bit later they dig into their breakfast, ankles touching under the table as they talk about random stuff. Are you really not telling me? Kiyomi ignores Atsumu's pout. Yes, that is what a surprise is. But, that's not fair. Atsumu whines, pouting at Kiyomi who takes the empty plates to the kitchen. Omi-I. Atsumu's bottom lip is jutting out as Kiyomi, all dressed up, tells him he's going out. Worry. The spiker rolls his eyes, turning around just in time for Atsumu, still dressed in the morning clothes, to bump into him. He'd been entirely focused on his sulking hair. So cute. Kiyomi cups his cheek, pad of his thumb brushing the bottom lip as Atsumu looks up at him with furrowed brows. You'll see. I'll pick you up at 4, alright? Wear something nice. He presses a quick kiss to his lips. Gotta go now. Bye. Love you. Another one to his cheek as a now smiling Atsumu says, love you too, Mimi. Kiyomi could get used to this. Flowers? Omi, are you serious? Kiyomi's smile drops a bit as Atsumu takes the bouquet from his hands. Is it too much? No. God, no. You. He looks down, gently picking at one of the petals. His cheeks match the color of the roses. Deep red. It just feels like a first date. Kiyumi stills at the words, said in a soft voice. Atsumu then laughs. 6 years and here I am, feeling like I'm 17 all over again. And the doorbell? Omi, this is your house. I love them. They're pretty. Kiyumi doesn't realize he'd been holding his breath till Atsumu disappears inside for a moment after excusing himself. Gimme a moment. He presses his gloved hands to his face, exhaling sharply as he tells himself not to back down. He hears the familiar creak of footboards and composes himself, a hand quickly patting the pocket of his coat to make sure. He feels the outline of the box and takes a deep breath, breaking into a smile, which is the crinkle of his eyes above the mask. He is not going to fuck this up, just as Atsumu appears. Let's go. Nothing will go wrong. Turns out he was wrong, which isn't a surprise as much as it is a scare because fuck. He's got everything planned but his fucking phobia ruins everything. Hey. Similarly gloved hands are placed on his own, which are furiously tugging at his scarf to get all of the popcorn that a fucking shit of a person dropped on him. Not many people are around, because Kiyumi, the shit that he is, left in the middle of the movie and Atsumu, who actually seemed to be enjoying, had to leave too, to come after him. What a baby. Hey. Look at me. It had started off as an itch under his skin, the feeling of being surrounded by so many people. He knew movies were a bad idea, he's always been uncomfortable with them, but he thought he'd be okay, and he was, for the most part, up until Omi. He finally lifts his gaze, jaw clenched under his mask. Atsumu is staring at him, worry in his eyes. Fuck. Do you want to go home? He does. All he wants to do at the moment is scrub his skin raw, till he feels remotely okay, but he can't. No, just one moment. Atsumu nods, retracting his hand. Kiyumi pulls his scarf off, body rigid as a popcorn falls down. A worker passing them gives them a look for littering. Babe, we should go home. No, I'm okay. Shit. Sorry I just. Do not fuck this up, Kiyumi. His eyes dart to the bathroom sign but the thought of just how many people must have been there makes him dismiss it immediately. Shit. Not today. Please. Kiyumi. The man in question stiffens, then his eyes fall on the familiar pack of face wipes Atsumu's pulling out. I brought these, just in case. Brought the alcohol ones too so if you wanna go wash up I'll go clean up a bit. Or I could do it for you. You don't have to touch anything. Kiyumi stops, and stares. Stares some more. Atsumu pulls one out, proceeding to wipe his neck slowly all while glancing at Kiyumi for any signs of protest. And there isn't any, because Kiyumi is too busy dealing with the impossible fact that he is the luckiest man in the whole world. No one has ever been so patient with his germophobia before. Everybody tells him they're fine with it till he actually starts acting like a germaphobe. But Atsumu, God, Atsumu. I really hope I'm not making this worse. A nervous laugh. Thanks. Atsumu smiles and Kiyumi falls a bit more. Wait, we're not going home? Kiyumi glances at him. They just got out, arms linked because it's cold. Omi-kun. Unless you want to. Oh, nah. Samu told me to call him so, but it's nothing. Could live without seeing his annoying face for a day. More than a day. You two have the same face. And you're the one who calls him like 3 times a day. We don't talk about that. So, where to now? Kiyumi stops at that. This isn't what he had planned. And it's not like things go according to plan anyway. Movie was supposed to end around 7 and then the dinner, and then. But it's only 6:30. We've got some time before dinner. What do you wanna do? Atsumu seems a bit surprised at that. He looks around, and his eyes practically light up as he exclaims. Let's get ice cream. Kiyumi gives him a look. It's winter. And? What do you mean and? It's like 2 degrees. We are not getting ice cream. I'd make a vanilla joke but I know ya. Omi. Kayumi stares down at his ice cream. On his side, Atsumu is already biting into his chocolate one, wincing at the brain freeze. They are seated on a park bench. It's winter. Who the fuck even sells ice cream? Don't be a loser. Eating ice cream during winters is a different type of fun. I'm telling ya. Kayumi doesn't reply, sighing before tugging down his mask and wincing at the cold against his tongue. There's a lot of people around, all laughs and giggles. A man's chasing after a small kid, catching and scooping him right before he falls down. They are both laughing, and a woman joins them, seemingly scolding the duo, but she melts into a smile too. A family. Kayumi turns his gaze to Atsumu, who looks at him with a raise of his brows. His eyes follow Kayumi's hand as they go to his face, thumb wiping the smear of chocolate from the corner of his lips. Then Atsumu turns his head a bit and licks the finger and promptly bursts into laughter at the scrunching up of Kayumi's face. Yup, this is the one. Omi, what the fuck? Atsumu whisper shouts at him as they follow the hostess to their table. The setter is tugging at his hand. This place looks like an appetizer would cost more than my rent. Kayumi chuckles lightly but doesn't reply, rubbing the back of Atsumu's hand with his thumb. They are walking down a hallway, lit by candles, and after a few turns they stop in front of a door. The servers will be with you shortly. The hostess bows and leaves and Kayumi waits till she's out of sight before sliding open the door. He steps aside, gesturing for Atsumu to step in first, which he does so with a confused look, and Kayumi takes the prompt gasp in a positive way. Okay, so far, so good. This is nice. Atsumu comments when the server leaves. There's a touch of nerves in Kayumi's voice as he asks. It is? The previous door led to a flight of stairs, climbing which led to another door, one that opened up to the top. There's only one table here, as specifically requested. The chairs across each other, towards the edge so you can look over the lights of the city as the sky gleams with stars over you. The area is also dimly lit, with a candle on the table the main source of light, and the place is sweet smelling, because of the flowers all around. Atsumu nods. MMMHM. A breeze blows past. He rubs his hands. Pretty cold tonight. Ha. Oh. Yes it is. Do you want my scarf? Atsumu blinks, then puts his hands above the table with a grin. My hands are cold, Omi. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Of course. Kayumi peels off his gloves and takes the hands into his own, making a face at the icy skin. Why'd you even take them off? Your hands are freezing. Fingers felt itchy. A shoulder hitches up in a shrug. Plus yours are warm, so. Oh. And because Kayumi is a fucking idiot, he adds. Cool. Atsumu looks at him, then looks down, his bangs falling on his face. His shoulders are shaking and Kayumi realizes he's laughing at him. Oh, he knows it's futile. Atsumu looks up, lips stretched in a wide grin. Yes, Omi, very cool. Stop. 8. Cool. This is our last date as boyfriends. Cool. I'm serious. Very cool. Atsumu stops abruptly as the server arrives with their food, pulling back his hands and feigning a cough to conceal his snicker. When they are alone again, he takes a moment to appreciate the food in front of him, mouth watering at the smell permeating his nose, the conversation from earlier forgotten. Kayumi lets out a silent sigh, trying to calm his nerves, and they say their greetings before digging in. Omi, look at the sky. So pretty. Atsumu's gaze is at the star-dotted sky above them, but Kayumi's fixated on the blonde. Beautiful. I know, right? It was kinda cloudy earlier but I can see the stars now. Kayumi looks down as Atsumu goes on about the sky and whatnot. They just got done with the desserts, and as instructed they will be left alone and uninterrupted so Kayumi can. Fuck. His stomach feels heavy. He doesn't think he's been so nervous in his entire life. I hope there's shooting stars. I wanna. Omi, are you okay? Kiyumi doesn't look up, only nods, trying to regulate his breathing. Atsumu's leaning forward. You don't seem okay, baby. What's wrong? I was serious, you know, about what I said earlier. He looks up. Atsumu's face depicts his confusion, but then he blinks, eyes going wide. Omi, I don't. Last. What? Atsumu looks scared, and man, damn that Osamu. But anyway, he takes in a breath. These past 6 years with you have been nothing short of amazing. You've been in my corner all this time, cheering me on and encouraging me be a better version of myself. You're so patient with my phobia and my broody personality, really. And I think the universe messed up somewhere, because what have I done to deserve someone like you? But I look at you when you're laughing, or when you're setting, or when we're sitting and you rest your head against my shoulder, or when you convince me to get ice cream when it's 3 degrees out. I see and I know I don't want the universe to fix whatever mistake it may have made. You're so amazing both on and off court, and so beautiful you make my heart hurt, and I want to wake up with you every day for the rest of our lives. Kiyumi stands up, the drag of his chair too loud suddenly. He's aware he went off the practiced lines by a lot, but he doesn't care. He's got one hand behind him, but Atsumu's focus is elsewhere. Omi, what are you? His wide glassy eyes follow Kiyumi as he steps out of his seat, and his brows furrow when Kiyumi drops to a knee. A second. 2. Then he gasps. Mia Atsumu, I am in love with you. Will you marry me? Atsumu's got his hands over his mouth, cheeks wet, but he nods furiously and huffs out a wet laugh when Kiyumi grins, putting the ring on. He hadn't realized his hands had been shaking. His shoulders felt stiff with worry, but when Atsumu grabs the sides of his face and pulls him into a kiss, he feels tons lighter. The kiss tastes of salt and joy, and when they part, they just stay like that, foreheads pressed together. Kiyumi will complain about being on his knees in a restaurant some other time. Omi, we're engaged. Oh my god, I thought you were breaking up with me. For fuck's sake. Blame Osamu. Kiyumi's low mutter falls on deaf ears. Atsumu's grin is bright, eyes fixated on the gold band on his finger. I love you so much. Holy shit. I love you too, Atsumu. I got engaged first. Samu, I win. PFFT, loser. Kiyumi doesn't even glance up from his phone, but a smile tugs at his lips as he hears his fiancé blow a raspberry at his twin over a video call. Yup, this is definitely the one.
Oh my god, I absolutely loved this one. This was a bit long, but I hope you guys didn't mind. Thank you for 2,000 subs, this is insane. I hope you guys had a nice Christmas and have an even better New Year. See you around, stay safe.